Okay, let's jump right in. Come near, you nations, and listen. Pay attention, you peoples.
Wow, yeah, that's quite an
It
opening.
really pulls you in, doesn't it? We're diving straight into Isaiah chapter 34 today.
And it's intense from the get-go. We're talking about a major day of judgment, of retribution.
Absolutely. The text lays out the Lord's anger pretty starkly. It's not just focused on one group either.
No, it explicitly says all nations and their armies. It depicts, well, total destruction, slaughter.
The scale is huge. And the description? Bodies thrown out, mountains soaked in blood. It's graphic.
Very graphic, but then it, like, expands even further, doesn't
It
it?
really does. It goes cosmic. You get this imagery of the heavens dissolving, the sky rolling up like a scroll.
Yeah, the stars falling like withered leaves from a vine. It's a complete upheaval, earth and sky.
It paints this picture of total cosmic and earthly disruption, a really massive judgment scene.
Exactly. But after painting this huge universal picture, the focus then becomes incredibly sharp. It narrows down.
Right. It zeroes in very specifically on Edom.
Edom becomes the sort of focal point for this divine vengeance. The text says, his sword descends on Edom.
Calls them the people I have totally destroyed. It's very direct.
Extremely direct. And the description of Edom's fate is, well, it's something else.
You mean the stream is turning to pitch? The dust to burning sulfur?
Precisely that. The land itself becoming blazing pitch. Day and night it won't be quenched. Smoke rising forever.
It sounds like utter permanent desolation for generation after generation, it says. No one passing through.
Total ruin. Uninhabitable. But then, just when you think it's all fire and emptiness.
Yeah, this is where it gets really fascinating, I think. The text describes who will live there.
Right. It's not just empty. There's a whole list of creatures.
Specific ones, too. Desert owl, screech owl, great owl, raven.
Jackals, hyenas, wild goats, night creatures, even falcons. They take perpetual possession.
So it's not just, nature taking over randomly. It's specific creatures of the wild, of desolate places.
Exactly. And the text gives a reason, almost a command, for why it's these creatures.
You mean the part about the scroll of the Lord?
That's the one. Look in the scroll. It says, none of these will be missing. Not one will lack its mate.
Implying this isn't accidental, it's ordered, decreed.
That seems to be the implication. His spirit gathers them. His hand allots their portions. Forever.
So the desolation itself and who lives in it is presented as part of this divine plan. A deliberately orchestrated wilderness.
It suggests a level of divine control that goes way beyond just the act of judgment. It's about the aftermath, the permanent state, down to the individual pairings of these animals.
It's not just destruction, but the meticulous ordering of that destruction's result.
Precisely. Power over the ruin itself.
So, as you're listening, think about that stark contrast. We go from this sweeping, violent judgment on everyone, heavens dissolving,
Right, it's this huge cosmic event.
down to this incredibly detailed, almost bureaucratic accounting of which owls and goats get which part of ruined Edom forever.
All laid out, supposedly, in the scroll of the Lord.
So the question for you is, what does this specific vision, judgment fulfilled, right down to the wildlife roster? What does that prompt you to think about the nature of decree or judgment or maybe divine control as it's presented here? Something to consider.